welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Atria's PNC Park. 103 Federal Street. It's at PNC Park. If you don't know where PNC Park is, the Pirates play there. They won 2 wild cards in the last 2 years. First winning record in over 20. So you know where we're at. We're honored to be here. Thanks again for Atria's having us here. We appreciate it. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. I got my co-host Smokin' Jim Frazier, and I got our other co-host from our live show on Tuesday nights. He's a little guy, Little Z. Zach Brenner's in the back with the beard. You can't miss him. He has some fluorescent Brenner contracting gear. And speaking of gear, we're coming out with our prototype Pittsburgh Sports Line. And Ian, who became Rookie of the Year, I don't know if you can see this. We actually have tassel cap. We need it tonight, but we only have a couple of them. Thank you. And thanks to Dave Cable for letting us venture out of Bethel Park. Thank you to Ian Bell, who's on our camera there, the camera I get to look into. We got Aaron Ward here, and we got Devin Shea. I know he's trying to make sure that I sound better than normal, so we'll see what happens there. He's giving that look. I left the house today, and we had 4,115 likes. So I want to thank everybody. I won't keep bringing my dumb phone up, but if you have a smartphone and you haven't liked Pittsburgh Sportsline and you happen to be here and you happen to listen to us on Verizon 32 everywhere, Comcast 7 in Bethel Park, or you go to YouTube, make sure you give us a like. And if you like our page, within reason, I'll like your page. And try not to ask me to like 12 different pages, because I'm going to start having more friends in their pages too. Smokin' Jim just likes everything, and whatever you send out, it's on his page. I tell him, Smokin' Jim, did you see it? He goes, what are you talking about? I said, the post that I put, not the 8,400 little sweeties you have on there, and all those other friends, and your bestest friend. I'm talking about Pittsburgh Sportsline. So I found a secret out. I'm going to break with a little protocol because it's cold. You guys come out. I appreciate all our guests and our fans who come out here tonight, because the media scared me, and I know we're part of it, but we're unorthodox. Who cares if it's Groundhog Day? Who cares 6 weeks more of winter? Isn't it always cold in Pittsburgh this time of year? Okay, they agree. Thanks for coming out. You're hardy people, all of you. Even somebody in a miniskirt who will be up a little later. Woo! That's what Smokin' Jim said that she was wearing. We're going to have to go with the show here. But watch us on Verizon 32. We're not a radio show. I just talked to 3 people today on the phone, and they go, Al, that's really a nice show you have, but what station is that? I go, it's a channel, and it's not an internet channel. It's Verizon 32 everywhere in the Pittsburgh area. We have a block of time every Tuesday through Saturday night, 7 o'clock to 8. This show could be up as early as tomorrow, maybe before that hour, because we do a live show on Tuesday, or it'll be up on Wednesday at 7 o'clock to 8, and it plays between 3 and 5 times a week. All of our shows, we now have Smokin' Jim, a new record there, 278 shows in 3 years. We're all on YouTube. And here's a nice thing if you're a guest. Anybody that's a guest, thanks, Devin. I will put that on your Facebook page. And I'm looking for new friends because I didn't get to that 5,000 limit. I didn't get to the 3,000 limit yet. So I'm still looking for friends. If you friend me, I'm not a stalker, a creeper. I'm doing it for Pittsburgh Sportsline. We're trying to promote, we've had as young as 5-year-old boxers to a 90-year-old lady. May she rest in peace. Mario Tempest, one of our guests and sponsors' mom. She talks Steelers, and she made the best tray of cookies that I ever had on Pittsburgh Sportsline. And may she rest in peace. She was 90 years old at the time of being on our show. So that's awesome. But anybody in between, you're welcome here, and we got young guests. And nobody's as nervous as I am, Smokin' Jim. I always worry whether you're going to get here on time. No, I don't. Not anymore. Smokin' Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Hey, thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green, You got to see Levine.
Just give them back.
I like to start off each and every show by thanking the ownership and staff for having us back once again. Please take care of your bartenders and waitresses. And if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor, grab a menu, because 2 weeks ago I had the best hamburger I ever had in my life, and it's named the Big Mouth Burger after my friend Al Levine, the Taco Machine.
I don't have any more left. I gave so many away.
To all my friends and family in Boston, don't get it twisted. We're still the city of champions. 6 Super Bowls, 5 World Series, 3 Stanley Cups, 2 women professional football championships with the Pittsburgh Passion. A quick congratulations to Aliquippa's Darrelle Revis for winning his first Super Bowl. Congratulations to Woodland Hills, Rob Gronkowski. Shout out to the bus, Jerome Bettis, for finally going into the NFL Hall of Fame. The NFL is all about cries, lies, and alibis, whether it's Spygate, Deflategate, or whether it's Seattle's play calling at the end of the game. But I got to give credit to Tom Brady, because Tom Brady played with no fear. Hit after hit after hit by the Legion of Boom, no fear. The Legion of Boom is the best defense since the '85 Bears. The Legion of Boom has been compared to the Fearsome Foursome, the Purple People Eaters, and the greatest defense of all time, the '70 Pittsburgh Steelers, and Tom Brady played with no fear. Tom Brady's courage is living proof that we're only born with 3 fears. Everybody is born with just 3 fears. The fear of heights, we're all born with the fear of loud noises, and we're all born with the fear of Gateway.
Are you done yet? Because I'm deaf now. Smoking Jim, I don't know, it must be Groundhog Day. I got to make a couple exceptions here. Did you see your shadow? Because, first of all, does Tom Brady have a nice looking wife? There's your answer there. And this fear of heights, I must break those rules. I'm not afraid of heights.
You're born with it, though. Babies are.
I wasn't afraid then. They dropped me out of a 3-story building. No problem.
When you went to Keystone Oaks, y'all afraid of everything.
I just said I wasn't afraid. And then loud noises. I worked in a loud noise place for years. So, and I can't even hear what you're saying, so I hate to question you. What's on my mind is I was watching the Penguin game earlier, and there's a team that has so much talent, but they weren't even playing the game, and it's early in their season. That's not really what was on my mind, but I had to watch something beforehand. I was about the Super Bowl game. Friends were saying, what's going to happen with Deflategate? I go, nothing. We talked about that before. And you got Goodell coming out, you got Kraft coming out about needing an apology and everything else, and these guys have done nothing wrong. Well, 11 out of 12 footballs, whether it helped to win 45-7 in that game, I don't think so, but it shows a culture out there. They have less fumbles, over 50% less fumbles of any team in the NFL over the last, I think, 10 years. Now, why would it be such a difference? You know averages. We got guys that have played sports and continue to. We got a City League Hall of Famer. I'll ask him that question too. Everybody looks for an edge. This has been my theme the last few weeks. They found an edge. Did it help them win the game? No. Somebody being so proud and full of themselves that they had to try to beat Belichick, you got a guy who's a beast. I thought the game was over when he got 4 yards from the 5-yard line to the 1-yard line. I said, this game's over. It has to be. How could you throw the ball? He just wanted to show Belichick up. That's what's unbelievable. Here I believe in fixed sports and manipulation and all this behind the scenes. It's self-pride that beat him. And the team played the greatest game. How about the catch right before that? How do you kick a ball to yourself when you're on the ground? Now that's a super athlete. And that's what we should look at. And there's a lot of heroes in games, and it's the people with class. Look at guys we're talking about, Sherman. you know, and how he's classless and everything. After the game, who was the first one to shake your new hero, Tom Brady, and his wife? He shook his hand first. That's what's on my mind. We're going to start bringing up guests. Our first guest is a hero of mine. She never even knew it, but there's these big statues around our stadium. Roberto Clemente, Willie Stargell, Billy Mazeroski, all heroes of mine, great sportsmen and everything else. I met her through a friend of ours, Jessica Lee, at one of her events that she does. And this lady, her name is Susan Wagner. Wait till you hear her story. Come on up, Susan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. She shared a story with me that not only is she afraid of snow when it's on the road.
Driving in it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean that you don't like looking out at Christmas time and it's beautiful.
I love looking out.
She's an artist.
I can't drive.
And I'm trying to be serious about this too. So I'm honored that she made it here because she is one of my heroes for what she's done for the city of Pittsburgh. It's just awesome with these statues. But she's also afraid of crossing bridges in Pittsburgh in bad weather.
In the snow.
Because she keeps clarifying. When the temperature, because every sign up there on a bridge says it freezes before the roads. So she believes that. Because what are you going to do? So she made it here tonight because of all this, with adversity.
Well, my friend brought me.
Tell us her name, because
Millie.
Millie's a hero of mine now. Thanks, Millie.
Thank you.
I didn't know if we could get her here. It started snowing in the South Hills a few hours ago, and I was telling the story. I didn't think you'd make it.
I didn't look out the window. I didn't know it was snowing.
I'm glad you're a sculptor. You know that? And not a professional driver.
Yeah. Everybody should be glad.
Did you have
I
6
don't drive.
drinks at the bar?
No.
Okay, good. Then you can talk. Could
I
you
can
tell
talk.
them who you are and what you do?
Okay, I'm Susan Wagner, born and raised in Pittsburgh, and I'm a professional sculptor and painter.
And
And
that's awesome.
That's it.
That's Devin again. Thank you very much. That got the right ear. Now we're good. I usually ask people, do you have a favorite sport? Do you have? I've never asked you that question.
No.
Do you have a favorite sport?
I do like baseball.
That'd be your favorite
I do.
sport.
Well, yeah. I enjoy.
I keep things simple, and I'm trying to teach. I got a young guest coming up here. This is how simple my interviews are. They do get complex, but it depends on what you say.
Okay, but I didn't like it until I got the Roberto Clemente commission. I didn't know anything about it.
Are you serious? And you grew up in
Right.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Did you follow any sports growing up?
No.
Okay. That makes sense. Well then, with no further ado, tell them how you got the commission for Roberto Clemente. It's worth telling again.
Okay, I don't know where to start.
The short vision,
The
or the
short.
version, the short
Okay,
version.
the short
of it.
version. Okay. I don't know where to start.
Okay,
I
the beginning. Like
Okay, I have to start.
they needed a statue. There may have been a contest
Okay.
or
I
a
heard.
competition.
Okay, I heard they were going to do a statue of Roberto Clemente for the All-Star game, and I got chills. I've got to do this. Then I heard there was a competition. I thought I'll never get this. I tried. I sculpted the small version of what you see out here.
What do you call those things?
Maquette.
Maquette. See, I
Yeah.
forgot maquette. She taught me that. Remember maquette. Write that down.
Yeah, and I sculpted it and entered the competition. Didn't think I was going to get it. Artists from New York and Puerto Rico were entering, and I was just a little girl from Pittsburgh. Entered it, no name, no budget, nothing. It was completely anonymous. And they called me and said, "We have good news and bad news." And I said, what's the bad news? And they said, "Well, you're going to be really busy." And I said, "Why?" I had no clue. And they said, "You got it." And I screamed. So there it is.
How about that? She didn't even
Yeah.
know sports.
I didn't.
She just had a vision.
Yeah, and it was a unanimous decision. The Clemente family was there, the architects and the pirate officials, and they all went to my version.
And here's the other cool thing about it. She was the only woman in the competition there.
Yeah, they didn't know I was a woman. I
No,
think
I
there
understand.
was
It was a
another,
blind draw.
right. I think there was another woman too.
Oh, you didn't tell me that story. You're too honest.
Okay.
I'm doing this for TV. I want some sensationalism. We're in a nice new place.
Okay,
What do
I
you-
was
what
the
do you
only
think
woman.
of Atria's? What do you think of Atria's here?
I like it.
Well, so do we. We're trying to stay back, so that way they're trying to get Atria's. No, you can sit up. You're not
Okay.
that tall. We're trying to promote that a little so we can come back during your new favorite sport, baseball. So we're trying to come out so we don't see Roberto shaking and Willie
Yeah.
Stargell not even doing his windmill because it's too cold out.
Yeah, I know.
But
It is cool.
they
It's
look
too
great,
cold.
though.
Yeah, they look nice in the snow, don't they?
They do. Did you see the picture I put up on Facebook that I had?
Did not.
You have to check that out. It's a snow scene with the lights all around it.
Oh, okay.
So it's a good photo.
Great.
What else is going on in the sculptor world?
I just got done sculpting a canine to honor Rocco, the canine that was killed in the line of duty. And that's going to be, he's in bronze already, and it's going to be dedicated in May.
That's a great honor to get that.
It really is, and the police are wonderful to work with. They're just amazing people, and I fell in love with the canine that posed for me, and I just it's a great project. Yeah.
It's hard to believe you weren't in sports. Now you're working with the police, and you've had
Yeah.
3 statues here. And didn't you do a Michael Jordan statue that we were talking about,
A
or
long
the maquette?
time ago.
The
long
maquette.
time- Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to help you there, and we got some legal advice that there's not much you can
nothing.
do.
Well, what are you going to do? It's gone.
It's
I
a
can
lesson.
always make more.
I know you can. You have the talent. That's what we're
Thank
waiting
you.
for. Maybe you can make one of my friend here,
Okay.
Smoking Jim Frazier. How about that?
Sure.
Well, how would they get a hold of you? Do you do other sculptures for other people or anything?
I do private commissions too, and I have a website. Can I say it?
Wait, let me check. Yes. No, I'm serious. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. It's classic-sculpture.com.
Now, is that the dash in the middle or is that on the bottom?
It's in the middle.
Up higher? Because I always get confused. I'm serious. And
Yeah.
a lot of people watching that, it's a dash between?
In between.
Okay.
Classic-sculpture.
Okay. Because I don't
Classic
want them to
Sculpture.
miss you.
Thank you.
You do great work. When you've seen it for so long, like I have, I'd walk by it and wonder, who made that? And you're like the smallest person I would have thought whoever made these gigantic
Yeah.
heroes of mine.
I know. I used to get, but you're a girl. How could you do that? So
Don't tell them the secret,
I
because
just-
I found out. I asked that question.
But I'm going to write a book, and the title's going to be "But You're a Girl." So that's going to be my book. Yeah.
That is great. Thanks for sharing that.
Okay.
And say that website again, because I interrupted you to try to help people, because when they're listening to this, it's not just about having fun, it's doing business too.
Yeah.
Because I like these shameless promotions. In Pittsburgh, we should all help each other out. I mean, the
Right.
economy's tougher than they say.
Right.
So why not help everybody out here?
Definitely. Yeah. Okay, it's classic-sculpture.com. And I have cards in my person if anybody wants one.
You know what? I better give you another one of my cards, because you tell them contact me, and then I'll give cards out
Okay.
too. You give me some, okay?
All right.
That'd be
I will.
great. Susan, it's a pleasure.
Pleasure's
Thank you
mine.
for coming out in this snowy weather.
Thanks to Millie.
She gets an
Brought me.
assist.
Yes.
We're all about sports. She gets an assist for the guest.
How in the world did we ever get her to come here? I tell you what, if you watch TV during football season, she's the star of the championship chase. She's a model, she's an actress, and she's one of the most
And a
talented
mother.
people on the planet. And every time she goes back to Ohio State, they win another national championship. Big hand for my good friend, Liz.
welcome to our
Best
show.
introduction ever. Thank you.
Well, since I can't hear anymore, could you at least tell your fans and your growing fan base, if you want to hold the mic, since you are a true professional, you just take charge and I'll ask you questions.
Okay.
But tell them who you are.
Liz Abendanza.
Why'd you
Or Liz Costa on the show.
Well, I always like people in sports that have like two different personalities and
Yeah.
then talk in the
Yeah.
third person. You gonna start doing that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Liz is getting angry.
Okay, Liz. Will you get her a talking machine?
Yeah.
Big Mouth Burger.
I was wondering
Can
about
somebody
that.
get a photo here?
I'm wondering about this burger. I saw your post,
Okay.
but last time we talked, when you came to Ivy, you told me you were a health freak.
Yeah.
So how healthy is this?
Oh man, it's grass-fed beef. The cheese is made
The
from
bacon.
cows that are range-free. They run wild with
All
it.
organic, I'm sure.
Whoa, without a doubt. There's pepper jack cheese. There's provolone on it.
It looks good. It looks good. I'll definitely try
And
it.
the burger, I get it medium rare because I'm
Ew.
not afraid of anything.
That's gross.
Yeah, well, you can get it however
I don't.
you want.
I like my.
There's some
my
guacamole for all you health nuts like myself. Not enough on there.
Yeah.
And then there's veggies. Lettuce
All right,
and-
so it's
lettuce
got
and
some healthy
tomato,
stuff.
And then the jalapenos just set off the marinara sauce, which is another one
They're
of your
gonna need
servings
you
of
to.
veggies.
How much are they paying you?
I get a half a cent for this. So I'm glad you brought it up. If they don't order at least like six
You
of
need
them,
to do their
I don't
commercial.
make 3 cents.
I see why Jim eats it now.
He cleans his plate. It's a world record. Who would think a guy who's never had ketchup, he has a burger that's just on a bun.
I'm a health freak too.
Well, that's good.
Well, he's actually on a seafood diet. All the food he sees, he eats it. So, I mean, we can go back to some of these corny jokes. But
Oh, my God.
hold on, you broke protocol.
I'm sorry. I saw that and I had to ask.
Well, I'm
Because,
glad-
like
I'm-
I said,
I'm glad you did.
You told me you were a health freak, so I'm glad you're sticking to it.
6 to 12 cups of green tea,
That's right. I remember.
D3,
Yeah. Okay.
coconut oil. Did you take a tablespoon of coconut oil today?
I live like in coconut oil.
Do
I
you?
use it for everything. I cook with it. I put it.
It looks
on
like
my-
you slapped some
Yeah.
on your hair before
I do.
you come
I'm
here.
kind of greasy today.
You know what? I can't do anything about the frizzes. Can you help me with that, Liz?
Yeah. Coconut oil. Just
Okay.
rub it in there.
Thank you. This is like a health show. By the way, I had a good guest that Smokin' Jim brought to our show because she has a coach's last name. Her name's Bethany Montecalvo.
Yeah.
Well, since I am a health
Oh, I
nut,
think I know who she is. Yeah.
she's a makeup artist, a holistic healer.
Yeah.
She does all kind of great things, and you do know her.
Yeah.
Well, guess who just started a show with her?
Who?
You're looking at him.
Really?
The Talking Machine is now with Bethany
Oh, what are you
Montecalvo
doing?
once a month. I'm going to break the news here because I've done it on Facebook. We have a Facebook page called Healthier, Happier.
I did
You.
see that. Okay. I need to like it. Congratulations.
Thank you. And it'll be once a month, and we have a featured guest. Unlike Smokin' Jim, everybody's a featured guest, but we only have one because it's a half-hour show.
That's neat. That's
And
exciting.
we just talked about all these things like I believe in getting a suntan. And right now, Smokin' Jim.
Did you
I'm
say
not-
spray tan?
No, suntan. I have a deck where I can sip green tea, and he always teases me about being his brother from another mother. I'm getting darker. Well, he stopped talking about me about December. He hasn't even mentioned me. And
You're too pale.
look, it's no spray on.
Jim and I are closer, I think.
Well, we're not doing any Ancestry.com on this show. I don't care if you're from Costa Rica or not. You can go there and they can't extradite you. So all you guys out there that are on the run, don't have government names, maybe you can go visit there.
Yeah, it's great. You'll love it.
I'm glad we got to talk all about me.
I know. I love this. I've always wanted to come on the show and talk about
I know.
you.
And Smokin' Jim promised me 3 times officially you would
I
be
know,
here.
I know.
And we
I'm
did have that
busy.
conversation. What's the business that you guys have? Because
Well,
I'm
we
going
have-
in reverse all the time.
We
now
have
with you.
a nightclub in the Strip, Ivy.
Pray tell, where is it? What's the
It's
address?
on 19th. It's 108 19th Street in the Strip.
Is it like the opposite side of Permanis?
It's well, you can actually go in.
The
through
door
our
was locked.
courtyard.
The courtyard was
There's
locked.
a gate. No, Well, you know, it depends on what night you're
Who
there.
you are.
But yeah, you can see the courtyard from Permanis or go in on the other side on 19th. So
And it's a beautiful place.
it
It's
is.
huge.
It's beautiful. We have
What's
a lot
the
of
name of it?
it's Ivy Pittsburgh.
All right.
Yeah.
Normally we ask questions, but she's a great interviewer, and she does all these things. She turned the table on me because I'm
Yeah.
not that bright. So,
I know.
and talking about the half a cent, whoa, talking about the half a cent I get here, that pumps me up. Atria's,
No, I'm
it's
excited.
only available at PNC Park.
This one.
This is it.
Okay.
This burger.
All
So
right.
bring your family, bring Rico and
I'm
all
gonna
three
bring
kids.
everyone down here.
You have to, and then you
Try
have to
that.
mention you were on the show here
I
too.
will.
Because then I get double. I get paid double for it. Great.
Okay.
Now, what's your favorite team?
Well, the Steelers, of course.
I know your favorite
you
sport is
yeah.
football.
I
You're on
mean,
Championship Chase.
Yeah, we strictly cover the NFL on Championship Chase. So,
What is
I
that
mean-
show?
it's a sports show.
Oh, okay.
We're only on during the NFL season, so we start right
brilliant.
before training camp. Yeah, and then we're done when, like, typically we go to the Super Bowl, but because our whole crew was kind of traveling for the Super Bowl this year,
That isn't
and
fair to
the
you.
Steelers were done, so we kind of cut it short this season, but. Yeah, we run all through the NFL season. It's a great show. Jim comes on the show all the time, which we love.
Once in a while. He's a little outspoken.
He brings some energy to the set that we don't
Look what he
have.
does here
Yeah.
for us.
I know.
I can't hear anymore.
Jim, you do have a really loud voice, but I love it.
Did you notice? They don't let him like this on Championship Chase because I watch
no, they
the show.
do, and I love it. I'm usually like,
Well, he doesn't go by a script, so it's bizarre. Because, you know, we have a script that... no, we don't. Wait.
oh my
Did you get the
gosh.
memo?
Yeah.
Don't turn that.
What does that say? Oh,
This is a
that's
running
funny.
joke we have. We're trying to do segments.
Yeah.
Now, you guys on Championship Chase, I don't envy anybody, but you have segments on top of segments.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to teach the guys on my live show Tuesday night
Yeah.
that you have to have segments. So I write down everything we talk about is like conversation, and I get so much pushback because they're all like 300-pound guys. You know, Little Z, we got Smoking Jim, they're in the sandbox, and then Chip's there, and they run off the reservation. Now, I'm
Yeah.
the moderator, so
Oh yeah, we're very like structured on Championship Chase.
I see
so,
that. And I've
yeah.
had Tom on the show, Tom Plungin.
Yeah.
He loves our show because he said, you're not structured. And I said, wait,
I'm sure he does
Liz,
love that.
do you see the structure
He's
we
very
have?
structured.
Just
yes,
like this.
Everyone.
Just so you know. No, it's
I
good.
love
Now,
it.
how long have you been on Championship Chase?
You know, this will be my 5th season, 2015.
Is that
so-
like when a kid's 5 years old, then they'll be
Yeah.
6? Because I can tell you're a mom.
Yeah, I am. I've been on the show for what? 48 months. No.
4 years, 3 days,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
18 minutes.
This was my fourth season with the show.
That's great.
And it was honestly the first season that I really like felt at home, you know, because this was new for me, just getting into TV. I was kind of dabbled here and there, but, you know, I went to Ohio State for business and I was in accounting, and then I kind of made a few life changes and had the, you know.
You moved to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I
That's
moved
what
to
kicked it
Pittsburgh,
all
and,
off.
You know, I got to kind of utilize some of my sports, you know, love of sports and sports knowledge. So it's been fun, learning curve, but I love it.
We'll have
They
to
keep
do it.
bringing me back, so.
Well, you
I
know
must
what?
be
That's
doing
always
something.
a good sign.
Yeah.
You know, and people keep watching our show,
Right.
and we keep getting more likes. I'll have to check. I know you like Pittsburgh Sportsline.
I did, I swear.
I know.
made sure before I came, in case you checked.
You know, when I get home on my laptop, I'm going to check. All right? No, I appreciate you having some
No,
fun with us.
thank you.
And especially bringing up the Pittsburgh Sportsline Talking Machine, Big Mouth Burger at
Oh,
Atrius.
I was really excited to see that.
Okay, you can't
You know,
have that.
nothing like, you know, promoting how big your mouth is with food. Because we all know how much you don't like to shut up. Ever.
Healthier, happier you. Think healthy.
Right, I know.
That'll be you next. We'll have to do something about women in business
Yes.
because with your background, maybe we'll have to do a little show.
You should, yeah.
And I know plenty of women in business like yourself who didn't really think about being on TV, but all of a sudden you're a star.
Yeah.
And as Smoking Jim said, you're the fastest rising star.
Thank you, Jim. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you again.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hold it, wait. We always got to say, how do they get a hold of you anywhere? Do you want them to or not?
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, you can find me on social media at Liz Costa TV. That's for Twitter,
you got to talk slower
Instagram.
because I'm the fast talker, so you got to
Twitter,
talk slow.
Instagram, Facebook, Liz Costa TV, or you can go to our business website, www.ivpgh.com, or you can check me out at Shakeology.com.
That's another show.
Miss Costa Rica, but that will be on the Healthy and
Healthy, Happier.
Happier You show.
And you know what? We have guests that are coming on that we
Right.
want on the show. So if you ever wanted to talk about, you know, how people look and treat themselves and
Yeah.
get sincere about eating the proper foods,
Yeah.
so then you can cheat when you come here.
Yes, this is my Sunday meal, my cheat day. so.
Okay, well, they'll have them here, I guarantee
Okay.
it. Thank you for your
All right,
time.
thanks, guys.
It was a pleasure.
It was great seeing you.
Be safe.
Bye.
I tell you what, this is a guy that's one of my heroes. I used to watch him. He's one of the most dedicated high school athletes of all time. I used to watch him in high school run from Homewood to the north side. This guy won the City League State Football Championship. They beat the number 4 team in the country, Berwick. He was the City League Player of the Year. Basketball, he won a state championship. I used to always say that my cat could get a degree from Slippery Rock, but they also recruit smart people because he got his doctorate. This year, he was one of the first 10 players ever inducted into the City League Hall of Fame. Big hand for Dr. Hart.
Welcome to the show.
That was a great introduction.
Well, he's on a hot streak tonight. He hasn't missed one yet. I'd rather you say your name because sometimes he forgets
It's
our
Ramon.
middle initials.
Ramon Hart.
Ramon Hart.
Yes.
And I did see you when you got inducted in the City League Hall of Fame. I was there. My dad also got inducted as a referee, who, you know, he's passed on. So that was quite an honor there, too. He refereed City League games and championship games in the cities from the 60s to the early 80s. And it was quite an honor to see all you guys there. And it's a great award and a great start of this Hall of Fame of the City League.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, it was a humbling experience. A lot of legends, a lot of sports legends, a lot of guys that I heard lots of stories about. So it was just
Well,
humbling.
Bill Neal's unbelievable, but how about Ed Gainey? Did you hear him? He's my friend, and I've asked him to come on our show. He's awesome. If you need a speaker, I haven't heard you yet, but I think you could challenge him already with the little talk I had beforehand.
I don't know about that. I don't think I can.
Bring the power and
Nah,
passion.
I can't have. I don't have the same passion that State Representative Ed Gainey has. But he's
We
a
gotta
good
look
guy.
at the camera there. We'll get a nice shot, so we'll put this up on Facebook too. No, you're right. Now, you know I ask questions,
Okay.
right? I already got your name out of you. Now, with all the sports that you play, what's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is football by far.
And how about your favorite team?
My favorite team, well, I'm a Pittsburgh native, so of course I love the Steelers.
Black and gold.
But I have to say my favorite team is the Plum Mustangs.
Whoa, I like that.
All right.
And you're not affiliated with Gateway or Monroeville by
We're
any chance?
recruiting. We're recruiting.
No.
I thought Jim would like that one. The Plum Mustangs, Plum football, and Plum basketball.
I like it.
Big fan.
I like it. And I'm a big fan. Marianne from Azazu cuts my hair. She lives in Plum. So, and I need a cut, Marianne, if you watch this show. I'll be coming in next week. But we had guests a couple weeks ago, and Smoking Jim was very upset because we're on a streak right now. Nobody from Gateway or Monroeville is allowed on the show except Smoking Jim. And the Carter guys, they come in from Penn Hills. So they were here. And they're boxers and everything else. So I don't know what's happening, Smoking Jim. You're bringing guests on, and they're not like I thought. They're better. They're much better. Now, with football, you said the Mustangs. I got to ask why.
Well, obviously, my son plays for the Plum Mustangs, basketball, football, and track. I would say the Plum basketball team right now, they got 5 guys that are pretty special on the court, along with my son RJ, Xavier, Lamar, Evan, and
You
Chase.
can mention all their names, even say
I
their
gotta
last
say
names.
all 5 of them. So
You got 'em.
It's a great group of kids. You know, they like to play together, and they're winning a lot of games and doing something special. So, and then football's the same way. You see Coach Morgan cultivating a nice team, and they're starting to make some noise as well. So they got some 8th graders coming up to high school that are going to make a difference.
That sounds like a coincidence. What grade's your son in?
He's in the 8th grade.
See, I like stating the obvious. I don't say obviously as much as Coach Tomlin does, but I'll state the obvious. And I think I said that twice. So. But no, I appreciate that. And do you help out at all with the teams or anything that your son's on now, or it was just when he was younger?
I'm the team photographer, so I take about 800 pictures a game. So
Oh, we got to recruit you tonight. We got to get a couple photos then. We already had a couple early.
absolutely, yep.
And your assistant photographer was taking them.
Yeah,
You
my
want to
beautiful
mention your wife?
Nika Hart.
And since you brought the whole family out, could you at least say their name on TV? Because I'm thankful and honored that you brought your whole family out. too.
Absolutely, and I think
Who's
you know,
the one with that? Is that an iPad or something?
That's that's a.
What's her name?
Her
'Cause-
name is Nia Hart. That's my youngest daughter.
Okay, we'll start youngest and let you work up there, Dad. I'm
Well,
throwing a
we're
curveball.
out of the order already.
Are we?
We are. My
Batting
youngest
out of
is-
order in baseball season.
My youngest is Charles Hart. That's CJ Hart.
CJ, will you stand up there? I can't see him.
He's throwing up the Omega hooks there. And then it's Nia Hart. And
Okay.
then my son RJ, who's 14, who'll be coming up.
He's going to be a guest, I heard.
Yes,
Little drum
indeed.
roll.
My dad, Charles Hart. So
The
CJ
living legend.
Hey, and you know what he did? He took that Talking Machine Big Mouth Burger thing and put it right in his pocket. And he said that better be spicy. So I don't know if it was for him. He's a pretty feisty guy.
He is pretty
Did you
feisty.
give the thumbs up on that? Yeah. I made a half a cent, yes.
And then my
His money's falling.
stepmother's Mary Hart.
And she's very sarcastic, you know, because we get along fine.
Absolutely.
Just so you know, we talked beforehand. And the next guy, you got to at
And
least
this
say
is my
who that.
fraternity brother of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Ken Minifield.
The greatest fraternity.
And my aunt is actually in the back there,
No way.
Kathy Kurgis, and her son Quincy.
And again, you're all my heroes tonight. You're not the usual Pittsburghers. You come out in the cold with a little bit of snow, and you're eating a Talking Machine Big Mouth Burger. I don't know if I said it enough, so.
Oh, we're going to come out during Black History Month, no doubt.
What month is this? The obvious. Thank you. It looks like one of Liz's friends. You know what? This is like a family show, and we do nice conversation here. People just feel comfortable adding a few things there.
Quick on her feet.
Definitely, I see that, except for my man here. I can't hear him anymore. What else is going on with you?
I mean, a lot of things. I
Give me
think-
one thing.
Just one. You don't want
Just
the whole-
one. No,
I was
no.
gonna
Because
run
here's
down the
why.
list.
Here's why. Like, we script the show, and I got you right here for one thing there. And you already did that. So I'm going to have you back. If you'll come back on our show, we'll do another, like maybe after basketball season.
Okay.
So we can get together with that, because I like to help promote young people and good people in our lives. No matter where they live, Smoking Jim, they're all welcome here, okay, in the Pittsburgh area. So tell me one good thing
So
that you
one
have
good
going on.
thing, I'll have to.
I'm going to make you think a little, doctor.
I'll have to go with. I'm enjoying myself with my new job at Rivers Casino.
You segued perfectly because we talked earlier.
Right
Thank you.
around the corner, Rivers Casino. I'm director of community relations. We're doing a lot of exciting things. We got a great leadership team, great team members who really dedicate themselves to making a great experience for the people that come in every day. So that's been exciting, working with the community, linking small businesses with small businesses with opportunities to do business with us, people with jobs, nonprofit organizations. We have a charitable giving program. We do service projects in the community. So that's been really exciting to be able to give back to the community as a Pittsburgh native, as a Northside native, and to work, 2 minutes from the house that I grew up in. So it's pretty special.
That is great. I saw you just had an event the other day. Didn't you go out in the community somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. At the
Why
North.
don't you talk about that for a minute? Because I've been a community relations director of a couple 501c3s that I was involved with. There's one, Building Bridges in Pittsburgh, by this Linda Handley. She actually has an educational program for You Can Be, and you check it out. She also is on a website, CBS website. She has a Coffee With series that even Ed Gainey's been on, the mayor's been on, and she helps in all the communities in Pittsburgh and even the suburbs. So you might want to check that out. I'll reach there. We'll have to talk because we know a lot of people here, and Smoke and Jim said maybe we should talk about something, doing something together. So I think we will.
Excellent.
Definitely.
We will.
Well, thanks for sharing that. How do they get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me by email.
Give it out.
It is RHART, that's rhart, at theriverscasino.com.
Man, that's too simple. I won't even have you repeat it. But do it one time just because that's how I am.
RHART, RHART, at theriverscasino.com.
Excellent. Thank you, Ramon. I appreciate it. We'll have to
Thanks
talk.
for having me.
Thank you, Dr.
Where's your
Hart.
card at? I gave you a card. They always laugh at me, but I'll give you an extra one. And you
right.
can say hi to Brian Block.
I will.
Okay?
I will.
Can I borrow that watch sometime, Dr. Hart?
Well, this is a gift from my wife. So I'm going to have to say
good
no
taste.
on that
She
one.
got good taste.
Definitely. Thanks again.
All right.
You take care.
Well, let him
Thank you.
introduce his son.
You want him to do that? I was saving it for you.
No, well,
He defers to the dad.
his son is on
introductions.
the official recruiting visit for Gateway High School tonight.
I'm a negotiator. We'll talk about it. I got to interrupt, man. I'll be his agent, and I want no money. I just want to negotiate with him. How's that?
No, we're not going to Gateway.
That's what I want to hear. It's official. Now announce your son, please.
His introductions are pretty good, though. I don't know. I can't.
Let him do it.
He might need the official introduction, but I can't do your type of introduction.
Then don't even try. You're an honest
It is
man.
R.J. Hart.
All right.
So
Go ahead. He wants you to kick it off, buddy. That was a signal.
Well, I tell you what, this is such an honor for me because not only did I hear about Dr. Hart, but I tell you what, the living legend is the grandfather, Charles Hart. Heard so many stories about him. I even told you I heard some great stories about your dad before. But please put your hand together for a young man that's doing it not only in the classroom, but he's doing it on the basketball court, football field, and on the track. And I tell you what, I am so proud of this guy. I cheer for him during every game except for when they play Gateway. Big hand for R.J. Hart.
Welcome to the show. Now, I got 3 questions. I prepped you on this, and I know you're a smart student, and your family's watching you. Your baby brother, baby sister, all watching you. Can you tell everybody else your name and how you would say your name?
Ramon Hart Jr.
Thank you. He surprised me. I know he plays sports and he can talk. I was shy one time. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew we'd get along fine. I'm glad we talked for 10 minutes earlier and you let me talk 98% of the time. Now, what's your favorite team?
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
You know what I tell everybody? We're all about Pittsburgh and we're supposed to hate other teams, but I respect the people that are loyal to their teams, no matter what city. And you're from Pittsburgh 3 generations at least. So why do you like the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Because LeBron James is on the team.
Hey, Cleveland is my favorite place too because Johnny Manziel's in the Betty Ford Clinic in Cleveland.
You're not supposed to interview this first time. Interrupt his interview. Come on, Smoking Jim. We've been prepping you on this. What do you think of Smoking Jim here? Tell me your honest opinion. They're coming in. It's Black Ops coming in on Black History Month here. He's not going to Gateway. No means no, Smoking Jim. His dad's there. His grandfather's there. His whole family's there. They're recording. Little Nia's recording everything we're doing. Or either that or she's playing games. Is she a gamer? Because she looks like she's playing games. CJ, come up here and tell me what's going on. Get up here right now. Sorry to interrupt you.
He come through the hole like his dad, don't he?
Will you? Don't look at me right now. Look at the camera there. Now get your hand out of your mouth. Can you smile? Nope, show teeth. Will you tell everybody what your name is?
CJ.
All right.
Do you have a last name?
Hart.
Just checking. Do you play sports?
I used to.
You're off the show. Go get educated. Go to school. Now, are you ready to talk? All right. I had to bring him up for some comic relief. All right? If not, I'm going to bring your sister up because that's going to happen next. Now, what's your favorite sport that you play? Is it just what's in season, or you want to hold the mic? Just try that out. Because this is your first interview. You're going to have many more with guys like this. They're not going to be as nice as I am. Okay? Go ahead.
Basketball.
What position?
Play forward. Small forward.
Small forward. You like getting those rebounds?
Yeah.
How about a shot on the outside there?
Yeah.
How about driving to the hole?
Yeah.
You know what? We got it on Pittsburgh Sportsline. He's a triple threat in basketball. Do you run a lot to keep in shape? Because those guys are knocking you around all the time. You got to get up and down that court.
Yes, that's what I use for track.
So now I get it. Football, basketball, and then you finish up in track, so you're in shape for football.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to recruit you to Gateway, but at Gateway, we homeschool our athletes. How's that sound?
Hold it. Let me interrupt this. We have a running debate for any of you who haven't heard this.
You can sleep in, brother.
His homeschooling is the only work on your sport. To me, get an education or you're going to be like us here. All right? And you don't want to do that. Go play sport and make millions if you can. Or at least you get a scholarship, maybe 2-3 degrees, and you get an education and a good job. I think that's the course. But hey, getting back to sport. Thank you. Thanks. Stay in school, not at home. What about football?
I play wide receiver.
Wide receiver. You got some good hands?
Yes, I like to catch deep passes.
Do you? Now, since we've been talking about running and everything else, do you have good speed? Are you fast?
Yes.
What do you do the 100 in? Can you tell on air? Or
12.5.
As an 8th grader.
Let's move.
Well, that was my 7th grade time.
You know how I throw that in? I have to tell them, and sorry, Dad and grandfather and relatives, but I always like to trick one of my guests to loosen him up. And he's an honest young man. Because you're in 8th grade right now, so you couldn't have an 8th grade time, correct?
Yeah.
You got it. Now, do you see how easy this interview was?
Yeah.
And will you quit pulling at your collar and tie and everything else? Because you're going to wear them out. You're doing great. This is one of the best first interviews I've had. He was honest. He's a triple threat in basketball, and I didn't know they were triple threats, so I appreciate that. Now, how did you do in football this year? Did you catch more than one pass?
Yeah, I caught more than one pass.
Okay. Do you know the number? Because I'm trying to build up to getting the right answer. Do you know how many passes you caught?
About 5 per game.
Wow.
Per game.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Were any of those TDs?
No.
No TDs. What happened to the deep ball? They didn't get enough of them to you.
No, they didn't get enough of it.
Okay. Well, I know you don't want to talk bad about your teammates, and I'm not talking bad, but if you can run fast and you got good hands because you're catching 5 passes a game at least, I got to throw a deep ball to you once in a while where you can score.
Yeah.
You'd like me as a quarterback then?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe in 9th grade. Go ahead.
Or I throw a slant to him on the goal line last play of the game.
You know what? Who watched the Super Bowl? It was a running play, wasn't it? Didn't Seattle win? Oh, okay. I must have shut the thing off. I was getting more nachos and cheese, eating healthy stuff. A lot of jalapenos. No, did you watch the Super Bowl game?
Yeah, I watched the Super Bowl game.
Now, were you rooting for New England?
No.
Okay, good. Thank you, because it's unanimous up here. We're going to bring up our next guest, who's a host on Tuesday nights, one of our co-hosts. But I want to thank you for coming out to our show, not knowing what to expect, thinking you're getting an interview on ESPN. We may be there someday, but this is not ESPN. This is Pittsburgh Sportsline at Atria's PNC Park. We're on Verizon 32. And here's what I'll do. I don't know if you're on Facebook. Okay. Well, your dad's on Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the interview up when we get this from the studio, and I'll post it there. And then you'll have it forever, and it's on YouTube. And I'll say what minute you're on, what your dad was on, and what you were on. I won't talk about little CJ. He's out. Okay? But thank you very much. Good luck to you in every sport that you're in. You take care. I'll take the mic. Any last words?
I just want to say hi to all my teammates and my family and my coaches.
Great job, RJ.
Do you want a guest appearance? Would you come up and say hi? Come on up. Don't bring CJ anymore. You're on.
Yay!
You stay behind her. You sit down. You know what? For some reason, your older brother's sort of shy. Do you want to say hi and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Nia Hart, and I'm 8.
Don't listen to him. He's out.
Can I say something?
Yes. Speak now.
I used to play flag football.
That a boy.
How old are you?
5.
Okay. I want to hear more in 2 years what you're doing. You get out of here. Dad wants you.
Check out the dimples. You ever watch our Tuesday night show? Me and this guy goes at it. But I tell you what, I got to take my hat off to him. He did pick.
Go ahead. I want to see that.
He did pick New England Patriots, and he has a lot of experience in Super Bowls because he went to Steel Valley High School, where Steel Valley is known for having the 53rd player on every team that ever played on the Super Bowl. A big hand for a guy that never knows what a WPIL championship is. Little Z!
You know what? I'm never going to let him introduce you again. Atrias. You got to get a photo of this. Ian Bell, the Rookie of the Year for BBTV.
He does a good job with all them little hoodlums in Homestead.
Are we still talking about Zach? Welcome aboard. Hey, Zach, with an introduction like that, I don't believe in violence, and somehow things will even up with that, I'm sure, maybe even as soon as tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow night, without a doubt. For any of you folks that don't tune into Comcast 7 and Verizon 32, I make Smoking Jim pay in every single way possible for going to Gateway.
Yeah, did you notice I have that on a script? All right, we got that covered again.
You know what, friends who came out tonight and the guests in attendance, Smoking Jim Frazier's a NFL scout, world-renowned NFL scout, and what scares me is last night you had the audacity to say that Tom Brady wasn't in fear for his life back there. What game are you watching, boss? I'm gonna have to sit down and start watching some tape with you, buddy, because you're not seeing it.
Hold it, you shoveled snow at his house last year. Why don't you just stop in?
The check's in the mail.
A year later.
Don't shovel snow with him anymore.
Waiting on the invoice, brother.
Now, you were watching the game, and I know you had New England, and I don't condone betting. He just lost his 8th house of the year. So, I mean, he gives these picks. It's a lock. That's when I bet the opposite, but I don't believe in betting.
That's what I've been doing. I've been cleaning up.
He lost 8 houses this year, and like last week I had said he won 2 back, but now he lost this other house, so I'm a little nervous on where he's even at. And
Well,
I got an inside source he's not living at home right now.
Well, I can tell you what, folks. Let everybody clear out and get to your cars, and then let Smoking Jim start his truck all by himself. Don't be anywhere near Smoking Jim, because that heavy money went up in flames last night with the Seattle Seahawks. So
Macaroni Tony is looking for me as we speak.
Hey, if you don't bet, don't start. That's all I could say. And if you do bet the opposite. Most of the time. Now, how did you feel during the game? Because I was thinking about you. I was going to text you, and then I didn't want to jinx Seattle winning because I go, man, I don't see how they can lose right now.
well, when that ball kicked up and Curse caught that ball down in about the goal line in the red zone, I got real concerned, and I was almost positive that we were going to see the beast for 3 carries in, but apparently pride got in the way, like you said, and he wanted to dominate Belichick.
He admitted it.
But hey, you got Marshawn Lynch. You have to let him run the ball in.
Guess what? It's for the Super Bowl. You pay him millions. I'm old school. Send him right ahead, straight. He's liable to carry 8 players in there.
Well,
he
you
only
might-
carried 5 on that 4-yard game.
Well, you've probably seen your last of Marshawn Lynch in the Seattle Seahawks uniform. I could almost assure you that, since they didn't want him to.
Is he going to be at New England? Because
He's the
Blunt
MVP.
shouldn't be there anymore.
Blunt shouldn't be there. Yeah, speaking of guys that didn't do anything all season and then showed up on the roster and won a Super Bowl, Smoking Jim, LeGarrette Blunt has to be one of those. But, you pick on Still Valley, but, Still Valley has a bunch of Super Bowl winners who are not the 53rd person on the
Adam
roster.
Walker was 53. Charlie Batch was 53.
Charlie Batch made
He was the
huge.
second-string quarterback.
Yeah, he was the
How's
second
that
string-
number 53?
And
You know
sometimes
what?
he was the
Don't
quarterback
go to
coach.
homeschooling. CJ, RJ, anybody else, all you guys that he's trying to recruit. Not the women so much, even though you talked about Gateway Women's Sports last
So
year.
let's
now you're
run down-
quiet.
let's
We only
run
got
down-
a minute to go, so
Let's
give
run
me
down
a...
the neighborhoods real quick. So you can't go to Plum. You can't go to Clairton, that's for sure. You certainly can't come to Homestead, where I
Keystone
come
Oaks.
from.
Can't go to Keystone
Can't
Oaks.
go to Keystone Oaks. We have to make it. We have to make exceptions for you in Bethel Park on Tuesdays, so they
Yeah,
let
but
you into Bethel
Well,
Park.
his best friend, that hammer there, Armin, he was the man there. I met his mother, and she speaks highly of Smoking Jim. But she said, I can't do it around everybody. And we're going to have to end the show. We had some great guests, and again, I thank everybody that come out, and all you people that said on the event page you're coming out. Next time, come out. It'll be maybe 20 degrees warmer. The wind chill factor, they just told me on my dumb phone, -2 degrees, so be careful out there. And thanks again to all the likes that we have. You can watch us on Verizon 32 everywhere in the Pittsburgh area. As Zach said, Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park. Smoking Jim Frazier, Zach Brenner, Little Z, and I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Take care and be safe out there.